you have a story in your head that you think would be perfect to put on stage? Do you dream about seeing your characters as living, breathing people? Do you want to see your story acted out in a theater with a supportive audience applauding and cheering you on? I've had that experience, and I'd like to share what I've learned with you. June 2024 marks the 10th anniversary of the debut of my play, The Springtime of Our Lives, at Cleveland's Playhouse Square. Playhouse Square is a well-known performance complex that hosts a lot of Broadway shows and theatrical productions from all over the country and really all over the world. My play, The Springtime of Our Lives, is an urban take on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Gary, a budding young musician from a working-class background, and Denise, a debutante from an upper-class family, fall in love and try to overcome the obstacles that threaten to tear them apart. Based on my experience writing, directing, and producing my play, I'll offer 5 tips in this video how to direct and stage your own play. Number 1, make sure your script is as tight as you can make it. You can use screenplay software that can automatically format your writing into the play format with stage directions. One option is software called Final Draft, which is the industry standard for screenplays and stage plays. It also helps to have several people who can read your play and make suggestions on how you can tighten it up. To get a variety of perspectives, you could recruit 1 or 2 people who are professional writers, directors, or producers, and maybe a couple people who may not be theater professionals, but who simply enjoy attending plays and have a good sense of what makes for effective dialogue, drama, humor, etc. You can also have a staged reading where you have people reading your words out loud to see where there are places that you can tighten up and identify plot holes, redundancies, things you can fix before you put the play on stage. The people who read your play out loud don't necessarily have to be professional actors. Just find people who are good at reciting dialogue. If you can't find people to read your play out loud, you could just read it out loud yourself and record yourself and watch the recording to find out how it sounds when spoken out loud. Number 2, figure out your budget. Figure out how much you're going to spend on everything that goes into a play. Actors, scenery, props, renting a venue. Are you going to buy clothes? Are you going to have costumes made? Or are you going to ask your actors to wear their own clothes? Are you going to hire a crew to handle all the technical aspects like lighting and sound? Or are you going to try to be a one-man band or one-woman band and do everything yourself? Research different venues and find out the cost of renting each facility. If you find that you have to have insurance to rent a traditional venue, it may be more cost-effective to find an unconventional space that is not necessarily a theater, but has space that you could stage your play in. Check out local churches, recreation centers, and schools. These types of community venues may be able to make space available for your play at a fraction of the cost of a traditional theater. We all want to see our plays performed in traditional theaters and feel like we're on our way to Broadway, but there's no harm in starting small. Now, I originally produced and directed my play, The Springtime of Our Lives, in October 2013, and I originally thought that it would be put on at a big downtown theater in my hometown of Columbus, Ohio, like the Palace Theater or the Ohio Theater or the Lincoln Theater. Ultimately, I debuted the play originally in October 2013 at the Columbus Performing Arts Center, which is a small space that holds only a couple of hundred people. And if I had it to do all over again, I would have chosen an even smaller and more intimate space that would have alleviated all the pressure to make all of my friends and family turn out so that every single seat was filled. It's worth repeating. There's nothing wrong with starting out small. Number 3, find an experienced playwright or producer who can mentor you and help you bring your play to the stage. I was lucky enough to find a mentor in playwright Jerry Weekly. When I staged my play, I actually didn't go out looking for a mentor. What happened was that Jerry sent a news release to the newspaper I worked at the time about the play he was producing. Now, Jerry put on the play at a local venue, and I attended the play, And after the curtain call, I went up to Jerry and asked him if he would help me with my play, and fortunately he agreed. And it was a blessing to have Jerry on my side. He showed me so many things that I wouldn't have known, like, for example, how to schedule rehearsals. He recommended holding rehearsals from his experience on a couple of weeknights and then on Saturday mornings right before noon and Sunday afternoons. Jerry also helped me with casting. He knew how to find local actors who had worked in community theater and some that had starred in some of his plays. I can't emphasize enough how helpful it can be to find an experienced playwright or producer who can help you through every step of the process of putting on a play. Number 4, casting your play. There are numerous ways to find actors to portray your characters. As I just mentioned, when I staged my play, my producing partner Jerry Weekly helped me find actors that he had worked with before. I also found a few cast members on my own by going to local theater productions, and after the curtain call, just like how I found Jerry, I would go up to the actors and find out if they'd be interested in being in my play. You can put an ad on Craigslist, you can go to local theater companies and ask for referrals. There are many different ways to do it. And be open to actors who may not necessarily look how you envisioned your character. It may turn out that you come across an actor who brings something to the character that you hadn't even considered, and maybe they don't look like the character, but they embody the character anyway. That happened to me with a couple of the actors in The Springtime of Our Lives. Now, one of the realities of casting is that you have to turn people away. Being a sensitive artist, I don't like telling people no or hurting people's feelings or feeling like I'm wasting people's time by having them come out and audition and read for a part and then not using them. But look at the casting process like dating. You're not rejecting people on purpose, you're just trying to find people who are the right fit. Number 5, marketing and promotion. This is perhaps the most important step, but also the most difficult step. There are many different ways to promote a play. You can do it old school. Print up flyers and distribute those flyers at coffee houses, community centers, arts organizations, colleges, churches, etc. You can go digital and place ads on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. The business of marketing and promotion is a whole beast unto itself. Study YouTube tutorials and read books about marketing and promotion. I hope these 5 tips serve as a jumping off point to realize your dream of bringing your story to the stage. In part 2 of this video on how to direct a play, I'll have a conversation with 2 of the cast members from my play, The Springtime of Our Lives, my friends Paisha Thomas and Nancy Nikki Nicole. Hopefully our conversation will give you insight into another important aspect of directing a play, how to work with actors. Here's a sneak peek.
And one interesting little thing is Paisha sort of ended up in the role of Big Mama as a fluke because there was another, and I won't say her name. There was another local actress who I had actually sort of written the part for this actress, and we had a script reading at the library and I had invited this actress to the script reading because I really wanted her to play the part of Big Mama, and she sat through the script reading at the end of the script reading, she was like, well, I'm about to do another play and I'm not available. And I'm thinking, why did you come then? And my mom happened to be at the script reading and she was like, Chris, you need to cast Paisha as Big Mama. And my mom literally almost like twisted Paisha's, and Paisha was like, well, I'm not really an actress. And my mom like basically was like, if you don't do this, I will never forgive you.
Yeah, because I brought Christian, my daughter, to be Denise,
Mm-hmm.
to play, to try out for Denise on the script reading. So I was only there to watch Dominic while she did her, her reading thing.
Yeah, Dominic Christian's your grandson.
Yeah. So, but you can't say no to Chris's mom. Like you can't, there's no way out of that. When she's like, you are supposed to do this. I was like, okay. Like
And you and Nikki both, you were just such naturals, like I said. So it was just, you guys were just so easy to work with. And so I guess I'll just throw an open question out there. Is there anything, any particular recollections or memories you have of the experience? Anything that kind of stands out that you remember?
Oh, Jesus. Here you talking about 10 years ago. And then again,
Right.
wait, my memory is set up now. Lord have mercy. I just remember the camaraderie we had as a whole, as a cast. Everyone were so awesome. They were. And every time we had a chance to hit the stage, it was such a great time, you know. And I think that makes a difference because there was no issues, you know, like, you know,
Right.
we passed or anything like that. You had a great time traveling to Cleveland in the car, getting there. Everything that this camaraderie between you and the cast, it felt good. I felt welcome. It's such a great time. But as far as the scenes, I got to think about the scenes because it's been a minute, like I said, since
Or
review.
not even so much the scenes, but just like even just the experience of like, you know, like traveling to Cleveland or the experience of putting the show on itself or
one of my favorite things was seeing Nikki with you as Monica. You're such a mild, humble person.
you're talking about me and Nikki.
Monica was like kind of like, you know, brazen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was interesting getting to see you behave like that. Like that really took a lot of skill to be able to do.
I appreciate that because I am definitely not a Monica.
Right.
She was
I'm
brazen.
I don't none of the, like, I'm not over flirtatious. I'm not any of that. And then especially me being, you know, I'm a little older than Monica. So I really had to come into character and really be this young lady that I'm not, you know, thinking all that. Like that's not me at all. But it was so fun to do. Like I like to be challenged. So and that's what definitely Monica did for me. Like for me to come in there and just interrupt this relationship between these two and thinking that this man is going, I'm gonna take her man. Like I just
really gonna take him too.
If you like this video, please leave a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel.